Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about gun storage and maybe some options that you hadn't thought about. Now, like most people, I've got one of those big heavy safes, the fireproof safe, big steel 700-pound safes. I've got one of those in my bedroom, and anytime that I don't have my guns on my person, my guns are in that safe, or they were up until a couple of weeks ago. Don't want to get too much into that story, but we had an incident here. We run a mini farm. We had some sheep being killed, and I had to get to my rifle. I had my concealed carry pistol on me, but we're talking 100 yards out, 75 yards to 100 yards out, and I would have had to have critical shot placement. So I wanted to get to my rifle, and I ran from the back door to my gun safe, and all in all, it probably didn't take 25, 30 seconds to retrieve my rifle from the safe and get back out and do what I had to do to take care of our livestock. But it really got me to thinking, you know, if I'd have been just a few seconds slower, it could have been a lot worse, or I could have saved a lot more if I'd have been a few seconds faster. I could have protected my sheep and goats and everything else that we've got out there. I could have protected them a little better. When something like that happens, seconds, they tick by like minutes. 20 seconds seems like it takes forever. It felt like it took me forever to get in there, get my combination put in, get that big steel safe open, and get my rifle out. So that got me to looking around on the internet, and I found some options that I really liked, and I contacted Liberty Home Concealment, and they sent me over one of their concealment flags. And I think it's a great idea. I really like it. I've already had it on my wall at home. I'm not at home today. I didn't want to do this video inside my home and show you guys the inside of my home. For one, it's not that interesting. And number two, I just don't want the inside of my home being shown on a public platform. So I'm at my wife's photography studio today, and we've got the flag right here. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a way to lock your guns away and store them in a concealed manner. They're hidden in plain sight. It just looks like wall decor. And if you guys go over to Liberty Home Concealment, you'll see they've got tons of different options, different types of home decor that you can conceal your firearms in. This one happens to be a flag, and they've got a lot of different flags with a lot of different finishes. This is the charred finish, but you'd be amazed. If you go over and check their website out, you'll be amazed at what all they offer over there. This one has a magnetic lock. The base models come with the magnetic lock. They do offer an RFID lock for a little bit extra, but this one comes with the magnetic lock. And when you first unpack this flag, it'll have a sticker showing you where to use your magnet. Happens to be right here. That will not open without the magnet. So you're keeping unauthorized people out of it. And just like a safe, you know, if somebody wants to crack in here and get into it, they will. You think about a criminal mentality, they're probably going to walk right by something like this. They don't want to steal home decor. They want something that they can get money out of in a hurry. They're actually probably going to attack my safe first. And if you've watched videos on YouTube, these guys that know what they're doing, they can cut into the side of one of those steel safes like I've got in no time and get whatever they want out of there. And they know that's where your valuables are going to be kept. Something like this, they're likely just to walk right by it. But the lock's right here. You can disable the lock by flipping this little switch. But I like the magnetic lock. I keep my magnet hid close by. I've actually got a little metal plate at home. Again, this is not where I've actually got the flag at, but at home I've got a little metal plate where I hide my key. I can just stick it to the metal plate, and I've got my key within arm's reach of the concealment flag. And if anybody did find this, number one, they wouldn't know what it was other than it's magnetic. And number two, they wouldn't know where to use it at on this flag unless they'd had some training with it. I know exactly where the lock's located, so I can unlock the flag. Now, I haven't put anything here because I didn't want to do that until after the video. I wanted to show you guys the foam uncut. Down here, we've got my Ruger PC carbine. We've got the foam cut out for it. Now what I did, I I laid the gun down on the foam. I pulled the foam out. I laid the gun down on the foam, outlined it with a Sharpie, and cut it out with a scroll saw. Didn't do the best job in the world cutting it out, but as you can see, it gets the job done. And after I cut out the outline of the gun, I fit it in here and made sure everything was going to work out right. Then I cut me a couple of half moons so that I can retrieve the rifle easily. So now I've got this in my living room. I've shaved off a bunch of time if I were to need to retrieve this rifle. And I'll show you what this foam looks like. This foam just pulls out. I may put you can store other stuff besides guns here too. You can see that foam fits in there really tight, really snug. You could, whatever it is that you would want to keep out of unauthorized use, you could store in this thing. But this is what the foam looks like. You just outline whatever it is that you're wanting to hide and cut it. And this foam, I cut mine all the way through because this rifle is quite thick. But this foam you can actually peel it apart in layers. So if I wanted to put a knife in here or a light or some magazines, I don't have to cut all the way through the foam and have them sitting way back in here. I can cut it out an inch deep and peel that foam out. If you go to the frequently asked questions on Liberty Home Concealment's website, they've got some videos to show you how to cut this foam really easy. Most people probably do a better job of cutting it out than I did. Because of the length of this rifle, cutting all the way through my foam, I actually ended up taking some contact cement and gluing the foam to the wood backing. So mine's kind of glued in. I can always tear it out. If I ever wanted to put a different rifle in here, I can tear it out, order some new foam, cut it out and put it right back in. It's not a big deal. Put this back in here. Now if you say you cut out for a Glock 19 or whatever it is, you just stick it back in here. You don't necessarily want to glue that in. That's going to hold itself. I only glued mine in because I cut the foam completely into two pieces. But this thing is really well made. This hardware it's really nice hardware, these hinges. You've got a strut over here to keep control, to keep that from just falling hard when you open the door. Nicely made little strut. Again, the hinges are all nicely made. The construction is just beautiful. Really encourage you guys to go check out Liberty Home Concealment. And if you buy anything from Liberty Home Concealment, I worked out a deal. He's giving you guys 10% off if you use code BUFFALO at checkout. So that's quite a bit of savings. And like I say, he's not just got concealment flags. The guy does furniture, wall decor of all different types. You'll find something to suit your needs over there, from something real small to something larger than this. I mean, he's got about everything. So this is your magnetic lock. You can see, you put the magnet up there, it unlocks it. And you can lock it open to where you don't need the magnet, but I don't want just anybody getting into this thing, so I prefer to use the lock. Just real quick, I wanted to show you guys how this mounts to the wall. It comes with some pre-grooved holes, pre-drilled holes here, and they are 16 inches apart, so you can catch your studs. This size flag takes 4 screws, and it does come with the screws, but you got 2 on the top, and you'll have 2 just like that on the bottom. And you'll just need somebody to help you hold this thing up, put a level on it, and pop these screws in, and you're good to go. All right, so that's pretty much all I've got to show you guys on this concealment flag. I'll leave a link in the description below this video to Liberty Home Concealment's website, so you can go check them out if you want to. You can use that coupon code BUFFALO to save 10%. Now, I don't make anything from that code. For some reason, I get questions about that when I get these coupon codes. Those codes are for you guys to save money, not for me to make money. I don't get a penny whether you guys use that code or not. So just wanted to make that clear. That's all I got, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.